Wow, look at this setup. Holy shit, this is awesome. Okay.
Got to make it
Yeah.
official.
Right. That's good. Hell yeah.
How
Welcome.
are you? Thank you. How are you
I'm
doing?
good. I'm doing good. Thank you.
Good.
Let me pop this screen out. There we go. Cool. Man, that is a cool setup. Look at this.
Well, it's like literally like that's my basement right there. So
Yeah, that's okay.
it's-
You got the blanket and all your cool shit up there. That
yeah.
looks awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, we didn't
Hell
want to
yeah.
just be like having a, like blank wall behind me. So not that it matters, but make it a little bit more like airsofty
I
back
love
here.
it.
So
I love it.
thanks.
And your jersey? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Still
very
not
cool.
still not washed from this weekend.
Well, you just got back, man. I was like,
Yeah,
when
I
you
was
said you
like,
had a
oh
tournament, I thought I was honestly, I was thinking it was like really close to your house, like maybe,
no.
just normal drive, like hour or less. And you're like, no, this is what, 6 hours or something? Was it
Yeah, it was like an 8 hour drive
5 hours?
for us. Yeah.
Eight
So
hours.
it's yeah, I think the shortest drive we've made for a tournament was like a 4 hour drive, which it turned into like five, stopping to go to the restroom and stuff like that. So
Right.
but yeah, it's we travel far to play, to do tournaments, all of it. So
Yeah.
I mean, we like to travel. We're looking into ways to bring it closer to us too, though. So that way we're not always traveling. But
Right.
yeah, like we have a huge map of the country in our like bedroom that we get a patch from every new state we go into. So
Oh,
like every
that's
time,
cool.
yeah, like I am Dylan is my husband, and every time that we go like play in a new state, I don't know. I brought it up one year. I was like, we should get because you know how a lot of couples will get like a big wooden like engraved thing like for their living room wall that has like a picture of them from every state.
Oh,
And I
right.
was like, we should do that, but with airsoft. And he's like,
Oh, that's
okay,
cool.
let's figure it out. So then we got one and just got Velcro and put patches up on it. So it looks so cool. I love it.
Oh,
So,
that's cool.
yeah.
Yeah, what a cool idea for a kind of a patch wall, a different
Yeah.
style of patch wall. That's cool.
Yes. And then any extra ones, we have like another felt thing up above it to put other patches on, like if it's our teammates or our friends and stuff like that. And then if we go to like more than one field in an area, like say like Indiana, that's where we were. We have HDK and Shot Zone. So we'll swap out the patch back and forth sometimes just to change up the map a little bit. So
Yeah, that's cool. Well,
hmm
I'm looking at your gun back there that has the heart cut out on
yes.
the magwell and special paint, your name.
Yeah.
Really, really cool.
Thank you. Yeah, it's let me see if I can pick it up on
Is
my
that
right
3D
hand.
printed?
It's not 3D printed. It's what lasered, like laser engraved the parts and it's
That's
actually
how it was cut out.
it was what hand dremeled. So it was my
Oh,
like
wow.
yeah, it's my Valentine's Day gift. So it's like on both like sides of it, and then a lightning is like engraved in there too. And
Holy cow. Somebody did really good with that Dremel.
yeah, it was
Very cool.
yes, thank you. But I loved it. It was a like delayed Valentine's Day gift. I didn't get it until we were in a tournament because there was like some delay in it. Dylan's like, your gift's coming, your gift's coming, and I'm like, it's fine. I'm not worried about it. I completely forgot about it. And when we got to the hotel late, and he was like, I'm like ready to go to bed because we have a tournament the next day. And he's like, hey, you have to get some clothes on. Like there some of the guys are coming in here. I'm like, I don't care if like I'll just stay under the blankets. It's not a big deal. He's
Right.
like, no, put some pants on. And so I did. And then I found out very quickly why, because then I like was given a gift whenever they came in. So it was but
Oh,
I love it. It's such a nice gun. And then Dylan painted it for me too. So
wow.
he's definitely the more creative one out of us. So
Cool. Okay.
yeah.
And how did you come up with your jersey design, like with the what is that, like the galaxy kind of background?
Yeah, so the team is like Nebula, Pittsburgh Nebula. So just
Oh,
going back
nice.
and forth with the teammates, like all we all just like kind of tried to figure out what we wanted to do. We didn't want to do like basic like solid colors or like another common one, just like weird or strange pattern on it, or not that it's weird, but like a good weird, just different, like a pattern or
Right.
skulls or something. We didn't want to do that, so we were like, well, can we get like an actual like galaxy on it? So we're like going through prints, and we found one we liked, so we just went with that.
Hell yeah, looks good.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I have to tell you, I really appreciate, let me adjust this over here. I really appreciate you having a mic and a headset. Oh my God, it's so nice. It is so
Does
nice.
it sound
It
better that
sounds
way?
so, it's so good. I literally just got done with a podcast with Call Sign Blue. You know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about?
Oh yeah, she's a
And
sweetheart.
so, and she had the same thing, similar
Hmm.
setup. You know, she had the headset, she had the mic, and a lot of people I have on here do not have that. So they'll think that it's you know, like it's going to sound the same if I'm on my phone, like
No,
speakerphone,
yeah, it
and I'm like,
doesn't.
oh, do you have earbuds? Do you have something to? And I don't want to tell them they have to have it because I want people to feel comfortable on here. You know, like
Yeah.
especially most people are it's their first time being on a podcast, so they're like, oh, I don't, you know, oh, my camera's not right, you know, so
Hmm.
they get, you know, so I wanted to make
Anxious
a
about it.
right. I wanted to be like, hey, just it's all good, it's fine,
Hmm.
and I try to work around the audio thing, but I really, really, really appreciate when somebody has a good setup. So
I can imagine. Yeah, the
yeah,
mic is
thank you.
definitely it's handy. So
Hmm. Now, do you guys stream or anything, or do you have the mic for? What do you guys use
I
the mic for?
I do not. Dylin does though. So this is
Yeah,
like all of his stuff. So he's done
gotcha.
like game streaming, like he does
Okay.
YouTube a lot. He has a YouTube channel, stuff like that. So he like he's super. That's why I was like, you're my tech guy. Like you gotta
Yes.
stay in here while I get this set up. Like help me set it up so you got everything. Because I hate that I'm that way. Like I try to learn, but I get so anxious trying to figure it out,
Yeah.
and it's terrible because I work from home. Like I literally work from home, and like all my IT issues, like I have to do myself or put a ticket in, and like the IT person like calls me and walks me through everything. So it's
Yeah.
I've gotten better with it, but I was still super anxious. I was like, please just stay until it's all set up and good.
Oh, good though. No, that's good. Yeah. Okay. It's good to have that somebody to do that. I was just talking. I was saying something about to somebody about you know, I don't let my wife touch the computer. So, like, this
Or
is
the
my
printer.
editing. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, no, no, no. What do you need done? Let me see, because she's not real, you know, not great with technology and computer stuff. So I'm
Hmm.
like, no, I use it to edit. I use it for all this stuff to record and podcasts, and I don't want any of these
Don't
settings
want to
getting
get
messed
messed
up.
up. I
I'm like,
completely understand.
because it's one of those where, you know, it's like, well, what did you? She's like, oh, my phone's not working right or something. I'm like, well, what did you do? Like, what was the last thing you did? I don't know. I just pressed this button. You know, I'm like, no, no, no. What did? Did you
What were you
download something?
into?
Right. So I'm like, oh, I could just see that on my computer. Like, everything's moved around and shit's deleted, and I'm like, well, what did you click on? I don't know. I was just on the internet. I'm like, no, 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 no.
Oh, us wives are famous for it. That's what we do.
Hmm.
We do it on purpose to mess with you guys. That's
Oh,
we actually secretly know
I
what we're
knew it.
doing. We mess up everything and pretend like we don't know what we're doing.
I knew
Um,
it.
just to
Well,
be a pain.
I get her back. I get her back. I I throw cold water on her when she's in the shower.
That's
So
mean.
I'll sneak in there. I'll sneak in there and you know, a big glass of water, ice cold. Pow. Uh I will hide. I get home from work before she does. I'll hide behind the front door when she opens the door and then jump out when she comes in because she's not expecting it. She's like carrying her backpack or you know whatever
Hmm.
from work. And she's just like, oh, you know, when you first walk in the door, like, oh, yeah, I'm glad to be home. And then I'm right there and I scared the shit out of her. She's like having a heart attack.
She
Um,
needs to get a Nerf gun, keep it in her bag. Make sure she's clearing when she's walking through that door.
I mean, she's tried to get me back with the cold water in the shower, but I actually like it because I'm
That's
always
my
hot.
son's. Yeah, my son's like that. He demands cold showers. It's actually terrifying.
Mm.
Which he's around me right now, so that's why I was like looking up. So if you hear
Oh,
a
that's fine.
toddler, it's my child. So
How old is he?
4.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's a
Yeah.
little bit more of like a kid, not toddler, but
Right.
he turned 4 in May. So
Awesome. Hell yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, my granddaughter, my younger son, he's the second youngest out of all 5 of our kids. He's got 2 kids, and the oldest one, my granddaughter Avi, she's 4.
Hmm.
She just turned 4 in July. So yeah,
Oh,
we
they're
just
close
had
in
her.
age then.
Yeah, very close in
Hmm.
age. I mean, funny as shit comes out of her mouth. Just the way they think of things and talk. And when you try to tell her like, "Oh, don't touch that," you're gonna, or "Don't do this," or whatever, she's like,
Hmm.
"It's fine, it's fine," and I'm like, what the hell? When did you turn 20?
Yeah, Ben does that too. My son's name's Ben. And then over the weekend, my in-laws had him while we were at the tournament to make it a little bit easier. They went out
Yeah.
camping, and
Oh,
his cousins went with him too. So it was like a whole like family camping thing in a cabin, and they saw a bobcat. And he called us and he's like, I saw it. And he was trying to say like a bobcat, but he said bad cat. And he's like, I saw a bad cat. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So, and then my either my husband or my mother-in-law, I don't remember. They were like, he means bobcat. So he keeps
oh, that's
talking
cool.
about the bobcat and bad cat. He goes back and forth. So it's cute.
Right. So you guys play tournaments. Uh, how did you get into airsoft and then end up getting into tournament play? Because that's a big step, right?
Yeah. So airsoft for me, I'm like yesterday I started getting emotional in the car just talking about it. Because airsoft has really changed my life. Like
Really?
it's been such a good thing for me. So in 2019, my husband was diagnosed with cancer. And
Shit.
bless you, honey. And when he was going through cancer and like chemo and radiation and everything, COVID started happening and it was
Hmm.
just insane. And we, when he started getting a little bit better, we weren't allowed to do much because his immune system wasn't good. He couldn't be around people. COVID was
Right.
happening, so it was even like, 10 times worse than a normal like cancer
Hmm.
patient. And he was like, "Can we go play airsoft? Like I want to get a group of friends together to go play airsoft." He's played before. I never played in my life. And I was like, "Damn, like, I'm like I've never played before. I was
Yeah.
terrified." And I'm like, I don't really want to do it, but I was like, oh, Dylin does everything. If I ask him to do something or I'm talking about something I like or enjoy, he immediately is like ready to at least know what's going on with it or participate if it's something he can help with. No, not everything, but he'll at least give something a one chance. So I was like, I'll do it. I was like, let's do it. Um, so we did, and I loved it immediately. And
Hmm.
it was a huge like changing point for me. Like airsoft gave me my life back.
Hmm.
We went from not being able to do anything to being able to do airsoft. No, we didn't always do it, but we started. And then we went to like an opening event out near us and we met 2 of our current teammates there actually and we became best friends. Like we moved 2 hours away from our home. And so we didn't really have any friends near us and we went to this airsoft event, ran into 2 people who were close in age with us and became best friends with them now.
Hmm.
And they have a child that's like the same age as
Wow.
our son. I think he's a little bit older than our son. Like he's
Hmm.
a couple months older. But anyway, yeah, so we all became friends. Then we were like, let's start a team. Then we started a team. Long story short, our very first tournament, like as people, we met more and more people in the fields. Our very first tournament was last September. So we started playing Speed QB at our first tournament. We never played it before. We were just like
Okay.
watching YouTube videos and we're like, let's go do this. So we went down to Nashville and did our first Speed QB tournament. It was our first time ever doing Speed QB. And it just kind of blossomed from there. We've met amazing people on other teams or people who joined our team. So just, I don't know, it was like a snowball effect. Everything just started like
Yeah.
going and going. And it really helps me know that I'm where I need to be, if that makes sense. Because
Sure.
everything's working and pushing me in this direction. So
Yep. Yeah, that is what a cool yeah. I mean, obviously, the going through what your husband and you have gone through with the medical stuff. At least it's got you to this point where it's like you have something that's positive on the other end,
hmm yeah,
uh, but what's crazy is you guys hadn't played. You guys are in the Northeast, right? Like
yeah,
around Pennsylvania area. Okay,
yeah. We're in Pennsylvania, so we're like 20 minutes from Pittsburgh.
gotcha. Um, so your first tournament, you go to Tennessee.
Yeah, it was like the closest
So,
tournament to us in that time that at least that I
oh
was
my
aware of.
God.
So,
So
yeah.
here, like you guys, to do that, it's like, hey, we're all in. Like we're
hmm
traveling all this way. We're gonna go do this thing. That's pretty crazy, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's I mean, we
I
just
mean, in a good
started
way.
playing. Yeah, like we just
Yeah.
started playing in September, and we've been to so many states now. Like whether just to play an open play or a tournament, like we've just been everywhere.
Hmm.
Seven. I'm being told seven states. Sorry.
Seven.
Yes, we've
Oh,
played
you're
in
like a
seven
news
states this
reporter.
year.
Like, hold on, just in. Yep, I'm getting the word now. It's been seven. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. I wasn't
I love it.
expecting that. Thanks, Dylan.
Right. Oh, that's cool. Hell yeah. Okay. Yeah, I
Benjamin Riley. Sorry.
that's
That
okay.
that's the mama part of the name. So.
Oh yeah. We all know that. If you're getting called by your first and middle name, bruh, you're in trouble. Okay?
hmm
Like you better listen because that's the next step is something's gonna happen.
hmm
My mom's Italian, so growing up,
Oh
she
yeah,
would
you
be
got it.
like, Eric Michael. I'm like, uh-oh, what? I'm waiting for someone to, hit me or whatever.
Yeah. I was he's usually such a good kid when I'm at work and stuff. And I work from home, so I have like my own
Right.
office in the basement. Well, he was upstairs with my mother-in-law, and I was like, I just started a new department last week, so I'm in
Okay.
trainings and stuff, and I could hear him. My manager couldn't hear him, but I could hear him, and I was like, if you hear my son or anyone yelling, like my kid just got in trouble for something. I just don't know what, but I heard the Benjamin Riley, and I'm like, I know he's in trouble for something.
Oh
So
yeah.
I gave my manager a heads up too.
Right. Oh, that's funny. Well, I think a lot more people are getting used to that kind of thing because with
Yeah,
COVID and everything, lockdowns and more and more people, companies, whatever, figuring out, hey, we can have people work from home,
yeah,
uh,
and it's
and
cheaper
do
for
Zoom
them.
calls, right, and do video calls and do this and whatever. Like it's cheaper for them. It's better for you most of the time. Convenience for sure.
Yeah,
And so, but yeah, there's not. They had to understand that not everyone has like a studio setup where they can just lock themselves in and they have
yeah,
kids or pets or whatever, like, and we just, get used to background noise. It's okay.
yeah.
Yeah, we've had it on here too. I don't mind. It's not a big deal. Uh, you know, somebody's, we've, the guy I talked to Sunday morning, he's in Russia. He's from Russia
hmm
and, his son, he had, on Discord, I'm not sure if you know this, but, if you click on, if you move your mouse around, you can change the background on your
Oh yeah, I
screen.
saw that. I
Do
didn't
you
know
see that?
that until earlier. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, there's one that's pretty popular that a lot of people use if they don't have like a nice setup or something in the back that they don't. It blurs everything behind you and it
yeah.
just puts you
Just
focused.
shows you.
Yeah. So his son, you could see this shadowy figure running in the back. His son, I didn't ask him. He looks like to be about maybe 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And you could see he was running. He wanted to be in the video, so you could tell he could see his screen where he wasn't
That's so
focused
funny.
yet. So he would run up to where his dad was, and then and his dad would be like, "All right, come on, come on."
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah, yeah,
Probably
it
looked like a
happens.
little like ghost or something until we got into focus on the
Exactly.
screen.
Oh yeah, yeah. My wife's popped in here before. You can see the door right here in the back, and she would, if I didn't tell her ahead of time, sometimes she wouldn't be home from work. I didn't tell her. She would come in like to get something out of the office or whatever, and she'd be like, "Oh, sorry about that," and I'm like, oh, you want to be on the video? She's like, nope, no.
Do you ever cut her? Do you cut her out of it, or do you keep her in it?
Well, I've done both. So
Okay.
the one with the podcast I did with Yankee Tan on Instagram.
Hmm.
He's a guy in the UK, airsofter, and I actually left that in. So my granddaughter busts in here. Like I said, she's 4. She was 3.5 at the time. She busts in here, climbs up on the counter on my desk, runs over to the camera and sticks her face in the camera, and it's like, hi. And so she was
That's
talking
cute.
to him. She couldn't hear him because I had the headset on, but she's saying hi to him stuff. Well, I was going to cut all that out. My wife had to come in and get her and stuff, and I just left it in there. And I
Yeah.
was like, hey, I'm just going to leave it in. I mean, it wasn't like, I'm not trying to be super professional. I don't know really what I'm doing with podcasts. Okay. I'm just winging it.
Yeah.
I like talking with people. I like meeting new people, and I love to hear their story. And I just randomly started recording these like a year and a half ago. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I'll just put them on like a podcast. Okay, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it, so some of the stuff I leave in there. And now sometimes there's been a couple times my wife peeked in here and she's like, you better cut that out because she don't like being on camera.
Yeah.
So
I get super awkward on camera. Like I'm like trying to make sure I'm not like panting into the mic because I'm like breathing a
you're
little bit
doing
heavy.
wonderful. You look
Okay.
great.
Thank
You're
you.
doing great. Yeah, you don't even seem nervous, which is awesome. So
Well,
you're
you make
you're
it.
doing
You
great.
definitely make it easy to be a little bit. Benjamin, you
Oh,
have
good.
chocolate all over your face, honey. Go sit down. Go. Go, honey. Go. Watch the cord. Go. There you go. Okay, sorry.
Now, that's okay. So with was Dylin experiencing some symptoms, and then how did it come about? What were you guys doing before going into him getting diagnosed with cancer, and then how did you deal with all of that crap going on? Like, how long ago was this? Did you have your son already?
Yeah, so
That's a big process.
yeah, it was. It was extremely hectic, and I am in a much, much better part of my life. And
Yeah.
I mean, Dylan and I have always been, we were friends. Like you would have asked me, I met him when I was like 16. If you would have asked me then if I thought I would ever date him, let alone be married to him, I never ever thought that we would be.
Oh, that's
We were
funny.
just literally just friends.
Yeah.
And it just kind of like, I don't know. I came home from college one summer. I was at he was in a band at the time, went to one of his shows, and it just blossomed. Anyway,
What
so
kind
we've
of
always
band?
gotten
Rock
along,
band?
like pop punk.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was,
Did he play guitar?
yes, and he was like lead singer too. So
Oh shit! Look
hmm
at you
yeah,
going for the bad boy.
yeah, you know me.
And what did you go to college for? What did you study?
I went for psychology and sociology. So
Oh shit! Oh
yeah,
shit!
yeah, I've already like
Oh shit! You've
psychoanalyzed you
already
and everything.
analyzed me. Damn it!
Yeah,
Okay.
I pulled apart everything in your background, figured it all out. I'm just kidding. No,
You're gonna
I
send me
didn't
a
do anything
report
like
after
that.
this.
Yeah,
Like,
I'll let you
oh.
know. I'm gonna give you your diagnosis later. So,
Uh,
but anyway, we were just going through life, doing our thing, and I was just changing like careers. Like I was working at Best Buy at the time,
okay.
and I got a job through the company I'm working with now. They were bought out recently, so there's a little bit of change there. But anyway, I got the job with the company I'm with now at that time. And I was about to put my 2 weeks in at Best Buy, and I was starting the other job. And Dylan was starting to he was sick for like a month, and he has severe allergies. So we thought it was allergies. Like he was coughing and just not feeling well.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just getting worse and worse. And then he's like, I think it's pneumonia. Like I need to go get seen. And I was like, yeah, it might be pneumonia. Like it was in the summertime. And I was like, I'm like, I've had pneumonia in the summertime too. Like I went to Warped Tour, like while him and I were dating, like we went to Warped Tour while I had pneumonia, and it was like insane. So, but anyway,
Yeah.
sorry, I went on a tangent there, but
That's cool.
we we were going to go to a cookout at my dad's house, and we stopped at urgent care just real quick because we were like, oh, it's going to be pneumonia. We'll get antibiotics.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this is like a weird side note, but our whole washer and dryer in the apartment we were in, we were like renting a house and the washer and dryer broke. And we were like at the laundromat, like doing 10 loads of laundry because it broke. And it was a disaster. The whole day was a disaster. And I was frustrated because I was trying to call Dylin because I was at the laundromat with our son. Because we did have our son. Like we just got married, then had a baby, and then he was diagnosed with cancer. So it was like boom, 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 like just all these things one after another. It was terrifying and so stressful. And so anyway, I was like mad at him because anybody like kind of would be like, you're trying to get in touch with your spouse and they're just like spending 2 hours at a doctor's office. You're like, what the hell's the problem?
Right.
And then he like came out and told me that they thought that they saw like a tumor or something and they weren't sure what was going on. And then fast forward, I go into my training for my new job and I get a call like while I'm in the training that it was like they did a biopsy and everything and it was confirmed that it was cancer. And so I didn't quit Best Buy. I worked both jobs and then like we just kind of powered through everything we had. Like great community help, great family help. Everyone just really united and they were there for us and it was amazing. So, and then he's in remission now, so everything's good. But then like we started playing airsoft and then that just blew up for us and it's been just amazing. Like when people, so many people in the airsoft community that like we talk to don't even like know he's a cancer survivor and then they find out and they're like, oh my God, like you're so young and just all this stuff. So, but yeah, it's definitely like a huge part of our story.
Sure. I mean, that's what led you into it. And
Yeah.
man, what a way to get into it and what a community to get into
Yeah.
from something like that, because I have a similar story where as far as being a part of the airsoft community, I would have never ever thought to start a YouTube channel. I was one of those dads that was like, put your phone down, quit watching videos on YouTube and go out and do something. Before I was sick, I was had an illness called Guillain-Barré syndrome, was paralyzed for a couple years. And when I was able to start walking and getting out of bed again, I started a YouTube channel to keep my sanity. And that's what led me to the airsoft community. And so I'm very emotionally attached to the airsoft community and everyone I've met through this because it brought me out of a very dark place, emotionally.
Yeah.
And so it is, anyway, and I've heard this story, not, yours, but just in general, where people came from something, a negative situation to airsoft community and how it's changed their life. That's why they're so attached to it. It's really helped, myself included. So yeah, I definitely understand, how that can be as far as, feeling like you found a place.
Yeah. Like I
home,
found people in my life. Like I found who I am kind of. I'm a very shy person, honestly, and airsoft has also forced me to get out of my shell because it's hard to just be like playing, when you go into a field or something like that and like not communicate with people, especially speed QB, but then also like you get so, that adrenaline kicks in and you're like going crazy and you're happy and excited and you want to talk to people. And so I could just like literally get my ass handed to me and come off a field and I'm smiling and laughing and talking about everything that just happened, like in the open play or the tournament, whatever it is. And like just this past weekend, like I got my ass handed to me. Like someone like got me out like one round and then came up to me and told me how good I did. And I was like they were like, you looked amazing, like all this and this and this. And I was like, you literally like kicked my ass. Thank you. So it's a great community. And it also like helped me realize that like I'm more than just a mom, because you kind of like, I know as a dad and also going through like your sickness and stuff, you kind of get lost in all of that. Like you get lost in being a parent. And I mean, even when your kids grow up, you're still like, a parent to them and a grandparent. And you get lost in that, even though you try not to, you do. And you're like, I'm my illness, I'm a parent, I'm a grandparent. Like that's all you are. Like you go through your days just doing the same thing. And airsoft like helped me realize like I'm more than just that. I mean, I can be an amazing mom. I can be a mom
Sure.
first, but I can be more than just a mom and more than just a wife. So
Yeah.
it definitely airsoft gives so much more than it takes. I don't know how else to say it. Like it just the
Hmm.
community is amazing.
Absolutely. That's a really good way to put that. The identity thing, because that's most people, my wife, same way, my wife, her, she loved beyond anything, we had 5 kids. We just had our 30-year anniversary, at the beginning of the month. And,
Congratulations.
thank you. It sounds like such a long time, like when I say it, but it doesn't feel that long.
Yeah.
Because with kids, as they start getting to, especially like your son's age, time starts going, seems like it
So
starts going
fast.
way fast. They're like, holy shit, it's nighttime already. And then all of a sudden it's, holy shit, it's Friday already. We're
Hmm.
excited about the weekend, but then they're like, holy shit, it's New Year's already.
Yeah.
Like it's just faster and faster. And, with 5 kids, we had 5 and 7 years. So it was, toddlers all together, teenagers all together, extremely busy, and life just got so fast. And then, but our identities became, I was working a ton of overtime to support, all this
A
stuff, and
family.
like, yeah, these kids, and then all the activities they wanted to do, and
Hmm.
sports, whatever, were, expensive, and then it's like, oh, my identity is I'm a dad and
Hmm.
a factory worker, and
Yeah.
my wife went through when our last child just moved out. Just bought a house like 4 months ago. Moved out, so everyone was gone. Everyone's moved out. My wife was really. She's still kind of dealing with it. To be honest, this is 3 or 4 months ago.
I
She's
would be.
still.
I'm like years away, and you just made me choke up thinking about it. I don't want
She
to get
was.
about
She
this.
the first week she cried. I mean, she's like, well, I don't know what to do now, because that was her identity for so long.
Hmm.
And I'm like, honey, it's the next phase of our life. We'll figure something out, So I've been trying to get her to, kind of get involved with what I'm doing with the airsoft community. I'm like,
Yeah.
just go on, because she follows our Instagram, TriFecta Airsoft Instagram. I'm
Hmm.
like, go on there and start chatting with some of these ladies. There's a lot of females I've talked with, and she sees some of the podcasts and stuff, and then just go on there and respond, or start, make some connections. You'll find a spot. I promise you. They'll
Yeah.
you'll be welcomed. It's she's like, I don't really like. She's the same way. She's kind of shy. Like, she doesn't want to be on camera. She doesn't want to take pictures. She doesn't want to, say things to people that she doesn't know. Like texting
Hmm.
on, commenting or whatever. So, but anyway, that was our identity. For so long. It was, if I didn't have this, honestly, I don't know how my transition would be from dad. I mean, you're still a dad, but like full time,
Yeah, you're always a dad, but then you go
Yeah.
from like, they don't always need you
Yeah,
to,
I don't need,
yeah,
what am I doing? to,
yeah.
so yeah, and it's, I was excited, I was excited for our next phase in our life. Like, our kids are
Hmm.
getting older. Like, hey, let's help them with whatever they, if they want help with their house, or if they want to do something, or we can hang out, we can have cookouts. But, my wife's really, honestly, still kind of struggling, with the purpose. What is my purpose?
Yeah.
And so it's, but for me, this has been, and I'm, like I said, I'm trying to get her into this as well, because I know she'll love it once she does it. But
Cool.
you know, but anyway, yeah, it is. It's a hard transition sometimes, and but what you guys did with going through all that stuff, and I don't know why this happens with us as well. It seems like all this shit happens at once, and now,
Hmm.
normally it's kind of like, okay, a flat tire, the electric went out, the power went out because of a
Yeah.
storm, and whatever, something else. But what you guys had with, you just had your first child, which is an adjustment for sure.
Yeah, it
And
is. I
then,
mean, if people who don't know have kids don't get it, like it is, it is different when you first have a child. Like it's
Yeah.
hard adapting all that, not having sleep and stuff. And at that time he had cancer and we didn't even know it. You know, he was already getting
Right.
tired and worn down, and we had no clue that it wasn't just being a dad, it was cancer, you know, so
Right.
it's just crazy. But yeah,
Now,
definitely.
what when you guys so you came through that um and then started playing airsoft. Now, do you
Hmm.
guys have like does he worry about that at all? Do you guys worry about that, like does
A feeling.
because it was in his lungs, is that right?
Yeah, it was in his lungs.
Yeah.
So it's like he was coughing and running fevers and stuff like that. So,
Right.
I mean, yes, we do, but because of him, with the cancer, it he has to have like so many checkups like every year. And then
Gotcha.
once he's in remission for like I think 5 years, then it's like once a year, where every couple months he's going and getting blood work still just to keep on top of it. And I mean, I know he was. I mean, he had to get. I don't know if he wants me telling everyone, but he had to get into counseling and stuff for. I mean, he still is seeing a psychologist. Like I fully support it. Obviously, I went to
For
school for
sure.
psychology, so I definitely support
Right.
seeing a psychologist. But
Yeah.
yeah, and because you know you're terrified of it coming back or just anything
Hmm.
happening to you, and yeah, so it's definitely something that's in the back of our minds, but we've also learned to appreciate everything. Like it sounds weird because we always appreciated each other in our lives like
Hmm.
before it all happened. And then after it we just like we really don't take any moments for granted anymore. So
Yeah.
it's nice.
Yeah, good. That's really good. Yeah. Well, I'm glad for you guys. You're kind of on the up. Yeah, that's but what a great story though, you guys coming in and being part of the airsoft community and full on with being a starting a team. Everyone that I've talked to knows you guys. They know your team, they know your Instagram.
Yeah.
Especially all the females I've talked with, even throughout the world, not just here in America. Some people I've talked with across UK and Canada, because of Instagram or whatever, have seen you guys and, oh yeah, I know her, like, oh, have you talked? No, I follow her on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see this, and the FTW movement, and then the uh, what is it, the Women of Airsoft, I think,
Hmm.
page. So you've
Yeah.
been featured on both of those, with
Yeah.
and I think that's might have been where I've seen, maybe the first time I saw your Instagram was from one of those posts, months ago.
Yeah.
And recently, so let's see who was telling me. Oh, call sign Cap. Okay, the guy that does the Captain America
Hmm.
shield and stuff.
Yeah.
When I did the podcast with him, he mentioned you and Dylin and said, "Oh, you need to talk to um, Mama Yaga and Dylin." And I was like, "Oh, okay," because I was like, "Oh, I already follow both of them."
Yeah.
And on Instagram. So then I reached out and just recently.
Yeah.
So it's been pretty cool to see your guys's all your. I follow all your stuff on your Instagram and see your team and your gameplay, and it's pretty wild that you guys jumped in feet first, like,
Yeah,
or
we
just
really
both
did. We were
feet,
kind
like,
of crazy.
just like all in, man. Like, you go, not like, I'm not just gonna play a couple open plays here and there. Like, oh yeah, we're going to a tournament
Yeah.
in Tennessee, and then you guys have been doing that. Now, are you guys part of the or I don't know if I'm saying that right, but do you guys play any tournaments that are hosted, or I guess affiliated with that CSL? What I'm talking about, the
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah. So we played I think two tournaments with CSL, but we kind of there's some difficult issues with a team there where there was too
gotcha.
much disrespect, and we were that's not what we're about. We don't want negativity.
Hmm.
Um we don't want to fight over whether people are cheating or not cheating. Like we play honorably and we focus on how we're playing and not how other people are playing essentially.
Right.
No, not to say we won't see some stuff, but either way, we pulled out of that like we didn't go to the last tournament and stuff because of
Okay.
some situations with the different teams. So
Gotcha.
we just kept it like quiet, like we didn't make a big deal about it. Just we're like, that's not our vibe. We are
Sure.
positive. We want to build the community, not break down the community.
Right.
And we hope that by showing the positivity and not like dragging other teams or people like through the mud, that they'll just kind of grow up, I don't know, or
Yeah.
learn that they're not going to gain anything by being that way. So
Right.
it just wasn't worth our time. Like why? And Dylan and I, like we had that whole cancer situation. We're I don't want to say we're not above people, but we're above wasting our time on
Petty.
things
Being
that
petty.
aren't important. You know what I mean? Like we know how to
Exactly.
prioritize what's important, what's not important, and
Right.
I'm not going to fight with another team about something stupid. So
No. Well, yeah, you guys have a completely different perspective on life than most
yeah,
people, you know. So it's yeah, you're definitely, those situations make you grow up. They make you kind of, refocus
yeah.
your perspective on different things. So,
Hold on, real quick.
oh, go ahead. Yeah, yeah.
Hello. They can hear you. Yeah, they can hear you. Go sit down. You look sleepy. Do you need a drink?
Go ahead. You can
Go
take your
ahead.
time. This is recorded, so I can cut this out.
You're okay, honey? Sorry, he just almost like pulled
No,
the
no
whole thing
problem.
off.
I was
Yeah.
going to say, if you need to stop for a second, these are recorded. I can cut this part out. It's
Oh
okay.
no, he just wanted to say hi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's just being. It's so funny too because I'll like watch someone's like live videos or something on Instagram, and then Ben's like screaming hi to them and stuff like that, and I'm like, honey, they can't hear you.
Right.
It's so funny. Like whenever I'm watching like any of the like Nest teams like in Rhode Island, I'm like, I'll like type, I'm like, can you say hi to my son Ben? And then he'll be like, hi Ben, and then Ben just goes insane, like
Oh, that's awesome.
thinking like that
Yeah.
everyone knows who he is. So it's
Oh,
really
that's
cute.
so cool. Okay. Yeah,
Yep.
when my
Well,
granddaughter came in here with Yankee Tan, she was so excited that he was waving to her on there.
mhm.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
they're funny.
Now, how did you come up with your nickname or your call sign?
So it was just a joke. So many people ask me about it too.
Yeah.
So, Dylan had like a Baba Yaga one from the John Wick movies, and he got
Right.
me a Mama Yaga one just to be funny, and it glowed in the dark. And like our whole team got together, and I had this patch on my stuff, and we're sitting there trying to find nicknames like call signs for me, and I have like a T-Rex like tattoo on my arm, and my son loves dinosaurs and stuff, and everyone's like, how about Rex? So like literally my very first like jersey for that Nashville tournament we went to, it's like literally like we just got like long sleeve t-shirts from Walmart and like ironed on like
Oh
Nebula
shit.
and our numbers and our call signs on it. It's so
Nice. Hell
yeah,
yeah.
they're so cute. They'll definitely like they're like our very first jersey, so we'll definitely keep them forever.
For sure.
But mine said Rex on it, so it's just so funny because this whole time like I was trying to find like a name for myself, and people just knew Mama Yaga, and they were like, yeah, Mama Yaga. And Dylan was like, people like are talking about you, right? And I was like, no, I had no clue people know who I am. And then I was like, okay, I guess that's my call sign. So like
Oh
people
shit.
kind of named me, like Dylan got it for me as a joke, and then it just stuck. Like everyone just it stuck with everyone, and I'm a mom, so it was like perfect. So
Right. Very cool. Now, how did you guys come up? Now, Dylan everyone on your team has their own jerseys. How did you guys pick your numbers?
everyone just kind of thankfully no one had like
Hmm.
weird
Wanted the
numbers.
same number.
Yeah, like that's I don't know why I said weird, but yeah, one the same number, so there was no argument with it. Mine is because it's Ben's birthday. His birthday is May 22nd.
Gotcha.
22 just kind of I found out I was pregnant with Ben on September 22nd. I had him on May 22nd.
Oh shit.
And then Dylan's like last treatment for radiation was April 22nd of that
Wow.
year. So it was like just 22, 22, 22. So I was like,
Uh-huh.
that's like my number. I'm going to stick with it. So it's my
No
jersey. I couldn't
kidding.
think of anything else. I was like, that's going to be my number. And Dylan was 95 for what, Cars from the Cars movie, like Disney Cars movie.
Gotcha.
Now my father-in-law is on the team also. His number is 69 because it's the year he was born.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
my
okay.
brother-in-law, like the whole like Nebula is like just a bunch of family.
Oh,
My
that's
brother-in-law
cool.
is on the team also, and his number is 81 because of his what's that football? It was his football number. So
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
yeah, so
Hell
it's like
yeah.
just kind of either people's like birthday or a number that stuck with them, just things like that.
Right. Yeah, your father-in-law and I are same age, around the same age. I was born in '70, so yeah.
Yeah, you guys are very
Okay.
close then.
That's cool that he's playing with you guys.
Yeah, he loves it. He
That's
does.
awesome.
I really did not. Is he singing the ABCs? Okay, sorry. I just heard Ben start singing, but he started just doing open plays. I never thought that he would like actually enjoy Speed QB.
Yeah.
We went to our first tournament and we came home like just like, gassed up on it and like, that like airsoft high, like we're just like running it. And then he was like, yeah, let's do this. And he wanted in on it too. And it was just like like a fun thing. So
That's cool. Was he an
yeah.
old school paintballer? Did he play paintball back in the day?
I don't think so. Dylan, did your dad
Okay.
ever play paintball? No.
Okay.
But he's done airsoft before, huh? Oh, he did like backyard paintball, he said. That's what
Right.
Dylan just
Yeah,
told me.
that's yeah. I was gonna
Yeah,
say a
so
lot of guys my age, we started out with paintball, and then and I was I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, so well Akron. If you're by
Mhm.
Pittsburgh, you probably know
Yeah.
Akron. So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, my wife and I grew up there. Actually, her dad's from Pittsburgh, so was funny because growing up, my dad was a huge Cleveland Browns fan, and then when I met my wife at the
The
time,
Steelers.
her dad, yeah, Steelers fan. I'm like, instant rivalry, and it's always
hmm
fun to have that kind of stuff. But oh yeah, yeah, we were the old school paintball stuff. I did the same thing. It was when I didn't play competitively or whatever, it was just backyard stuff.
Yeah.
But me and my buddies did it for like 6 years, had a great time. And then when these guys got into airsoft, I was like, what? Like, what are you, because they were in their 20s,
hmm
and I'm going,
This is for kids.
is that the stuff I bought you when you were like 12? Those little pistols?
hmm
And they were like, yeah, no. You got to see one of these guns. And I'm like, okay. So one of their buddies that's in the channel as well, JP, he's the one that got them into it, brought over an M4. And I said, oh, you guys going to the range? He's like, no, this airsoft gun. I said, what? I was like, holy shit. Okay, this is way different than what knew nothing about it. That's how, my introduction to airsoft 3 years ago was
Yeah.
how the guns, the replicas and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty cool. That's really nice though that you have all this family members
Yeah.
part of your guys' team and running together like that. So you guys do tournaments together? Like your
hmm
whole, okay.
Yeah, like this last tournament, my father-in-law was he went to a race, so he wasn't with us this time, but Dalton, my brother-in-law, and then Dylan and I were all on one team,
Okay.
with a few other people. We had two Nebula teams there. Now we had enough Nebula players that we had to do more than one team, but we didn't have enough for two teams, so we had some fill-ins from other teams too. So
Gotcha.
yeah, definitely they were a blessing. It was definitely nice to have both of our teams there. So
Okay. Well, I was asking earlier about the CSL thing because I really just recently, probably in the last month or so, found out about their like kind of their ranking system.
hmm
Uh, because I was looking around to see. I was talking with somebody. I can't remember who it was. It's like 2 months ago, and they're into speed QB and stuff, and they were like, yeah, if I could play with one team, it would be SYG or something like that.
hmm
And I was like, well, who's the best out there? Is there a ranking system? And they were like, yeah, like CSL does, different ranks, and Murder Inc.
hmm
And I'm like, oh, okay. So that's the extent of my knowledge on that.
I'm pretty
That they
sure
do the
Murdering
rank.
just won actually their tournament this weekend. They had one, so
Okay.
yeah, I think that they just placed first in that tournament.
Now, is that something you guys, uh, or is that West Coast or is that East Coast?
Um, I think CSL is both. Like, I think isn't it East Coast, and then they
Okay.
did something on the West Coast. What? They had one tournament on the West Coast. Sorry, Dylan knows a little bit more about the details than I do with that stuff. So,
Gotcha.
but
Yeah.
yeah, they did. So most of the teams that I know are like on the East Coast, but there was a tournament on the West Coast for them. So.
Gotcha. Okay. So they when you guys play in some of these, like the tournament you just played in, is it teams that are ranked like that, or
Um,
kind of bigger
yeah,
teams?
yeah. As far as I know, everything's ranked. I mean, pretty much everyone we played with this weekend, we've played with before. Like it was like Elite Airsoft and Slaughter Gang,
Oh,
PBZ,
oh
like
yeah,
all of
yeah.
like the like typical like kind of well known like East Coast teams.
Right.
So they were all there like with
Okay.
them. Yeah, it was a fun time.
That's cool. So when you guys are done, because you know a lot of them, whatever, you guys hang out after
Yeah, sometimes
with
this
the other
time we
teams?
Yeah, this time we didn't because when we got knocked out, it was like not much longer.
Mm,
Like we said goodbye to the teams as they were getting off the field to see like who was in the finals. But we were meeting up to go to Shot Zone to do some scrimmages with some people out there. So we went to two fields like
oh,
that
that's
day.
right.
Yeah, but Shot Zone's like an hour away from there, I think. So we had to drive a little bit to get there and still had needed lunch because we didn't get lunch yet. So that's why otherwise we would have hung out with the other teams, but we really wanted to get to Shot Zone to get some like private time in there at that field as well. Because
Right.
it's,
Okay.
it's like an 8-hour trip for us. We were trying to embrace as much of it as we could.
Well, sure. Yeah. Before you head back.
Yeah,
That's cool.
definitely.
Okay.
I'm definitely hurting from it even today still though. Like I'm pretty sore.
Yeah, you were telling me when you were texting about the tournament thing, or even when we were setting this up, for
hmm
tonight. I kind of left it open a little bit because you said you had a tournament, and then when I found out you had to drive, that far, I was like, well, if you were not feeling, like well enough to, like if you're tired tonight from all the travel and the
hmm
play, my schedule is very flexible with people's, working with people's schedules. So I was kind of in the back of my head, like if we have to reschedule, it's fine, since you were traveling and stuff. But yeah, so that's a busy weekend.
It was, yeah. And then I have a
Yeah.
busy week this week because I have like the podcast tonight, and then tomorrow I was free because I was originally trying to do it tomorrow, remember? And then Wednesdays, but I know you're busy, and that's perfectly fine. Today was fine. I just was originally trying to avoid Monday just so I could have like a day to recoup from the weekend. But
Mm,
I'm totally okay being on here. Like I'm fine. I had some coffee earlier. I'm good.
yeah.
Um, yeah,
I drink the
coffee.
same thing.
I'm a mom. I know how to. I know how to
Hmm.
use coffee to my advantage.
For
But
real.
Wednesday's Dylan's birthday, so I'll be doing stuff with him for his birthday, and then we're gonna go see the movies, go to the movies like Thursday or Friday. So I have like a pretty busy
Okay.
like back to back week this week. So
For sure. What are you guys planning on seeing?
Dragon Ball.
Oh
I
yeah.
think I think it's what it's actually called, right? The actual movie is called Dragon Ball, right? Oh, it's so much Dragon Ball Super Superhero. So we're going there for his birthday.
I hear
So
you. Yeah, my wife and I,
fun.
we were supposed to go Friday night out to a movie. We went out to dinner, went to Olive Garden, and then we are going to go to a movie. And we were going to go see that Bullet Train.
hmm
And so after we got done with dinner, we're driving, and she's like, I don't really feel like I just kind of want to go home and lay on the couch because Friday nights, at the end of the week, like she's exhausted. She works longer hours at a doctor's office,
Oh
and
yeah, so she's especially these days getting her butt whooped. So
yes, and yeah, Friday nights. Now, if we go out on a Saturday night, it's a little different. She's had some rest, but
Mhm.
Friday night after work, we go, and we have to, where we went is kind of like downtown a little bit and busy, and then she's like, yeah, I'm not in the mood to go to a theater right now. I was like, okay. So we just, we vegged on the couch and watched something or whatever, but we still have tickets to go to
No,
something.
that's good.
Yeah, yeah. So I was actually looking at that Minions movie because
It
I
looks
love kids
funny.
movies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like kid movies too. It definitely looks
yeah.
funny.
I remember the first time when we first had, or no, we were first married. We weren't even. I was still in the military when we got married, and it was um, Toy Story. The original Toy Story came out, and we
hmm
went to see that, just me and her, for whatever, and it was like we went to see a kids movie, and all my buddies, I was in the Marine Corps, so I go to base, I go to work, and they're like, "Well, what'd you guys do over the weekend?" Like, "Oh, we went to dinner, and then we went to see Toy Story." They're like, "What?
Yeah,
You're
you
seeing
probably.
kids movies?"
Yeah, I'm sure you got made fun of for that one. Well,
Oh
I
God,
was
yes.
pregnant with our son and we went to go see the Cars movie that came out that year. I can't remember which one
Nice.
it was, but we like literally were in the movie theater. I'm like 8 months pregnant, I think.
Holy
Cars
crap.
3, I'm being told. Sorry. I really am. I should just go be like a news anchor, but but
Relaying the message. Yeah, that's great.
yeah, I was like full pregnant and went to go see the movie and we didn't have any kids with us obviously. It was just us
Right.
watching Cars.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun
Yeah, they're
though.
good. Yeah, that's good. Awesome. Well, what is your next event you guys are looking forward to
Our
as a
next
team?
event, I mean, we're pretty much like laying low right now until we're going to the what EI. No.
Oh, EA
Yeah.
Fest.
I'm sorry. I'm like losing it. I'm like, oh, what is it? What is it? Yeah, we're going there, so we're gonna do that. And then the next thing we have is a benefit that we're hosting with uh Coyote Squad at trying to think of where it's at. It's the mission 22 for veteran suicide.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're hosting an event with them there. That's in
Oh,
October.
okay.
So we have a few people like jumping in to help with that to be a part of it, whether they're going to be there or not. There's going to be some people that are going to be helping and like throwing the event essentially. So
Okay.
we're excited about that one. We haven't like last year we hosted a toy drive at
No shit.
Ohio Valley Airsoft. Yeah,
Oh
that was like
yeah.
our sponsor field. So we hosted a toy drive there last year. We raised like well not raised, we got a ton of toys for it. It was a great event. So I'm
Yeah.
really, really hoping that this event will be great. So we started advertising for it now and like posting and pushing things for it. So I'm really hoping we'll have a great turnout for it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we'll definitely help get the word out. Like that's
Mhm.
how did you guys start like how did that come up the first thing, with the charity thing?
The toy drive.
Yeah.
It's just something we've wanted to do. Dylan, since he's been like doing his, because he has a YouTube channel. Since he's been doing that, he's pretty much every year wanted to do something. Like even before we were in airsoft, like we would do like get a bunch of toys. There was like something he did where every dollar he earned or something from YouTube, he was going to get a toy for to donate to Toys for Tots. So he did that.
Oh, that's cool.
In Nebula as a whole, like we wanted to do something to give back to the community, not just
Right.
like airsoft community, but like the community altogether. So we
Right.
we always try to do an event at least once a year. We would love to do even more than that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit hard sometimes because there's so much planning. But we're hoping like within the next couple of years we'll be able to do more than just one event a year, especially
Right.
since our name's getting out there a little bit more. Other
Mm-hmm.
people like to connect with us, and it's easier when it's more than just one team or more than one field or something that's helping bring something together. More people and it helps.
That is awesome. So if somebody hears this or listen or watches this and they want to, maybe they're not in your area, but they want to, help out,
Mhm.
how could they, where do they find out information and how could they help out with that?
So I'm trying to think of ways to help out. I mean, they could do like a donation to like for a giveaway or something like that. If they come up with any ideas, they can reach out to me, at Mama Yaga Airsoft, Dylin at I am Dylin. What? I know it is, but I'm telling you, if you put Mama Yaga Airsoft in, it's going to pull up my account or the Pittsburgh Nebula page as well on Instagram. So they can reach out to any of us to talk about that. If you know anyone on Nebula's
Yeah.
team personally, you can definitely, even if you don't know them personally, if you reach out to any of
Right.
us, we're going to help you. Um,
Okay.
yeah.
So
So
do you guys have will you have a website or anything where, or something on, maybe on his YouTube channel or something where like a donate button or,
Dylan, are
something like
you going to
that?
do any kind of like a donate button on a website or anything like that? There's someone who's helping a certain way that they're not going to be there, but I don't know if I'm allowed to disclose that information. So I'm
That's
like,
fine. Yeah. Well, what we could do is,
okay, so you want me to say it? And how many is it? The first what? 10? And that's okay. So like call sign Honey Badger is donating to cover the first 10 admissions for the event. So whoever like those first 10 people are who are coming to the door, he will be covering the cost for them. I don't think he's going to personally be there. I think he's not going to be personally there, is he? Because he's like in Texas, I believe,
yeah,
right?
he's in Texas. Yeah.
Yeah, so and this is going to be in Ohio.
Okay.
The event's going to be in Ohio, so we're going to be hosting there. But yeah, so like that's one creative way to donate. We have people
Right.
who are like sending in like airsoft stuff, patches, stickers,
Yeah.
just like anything that you want to donate to it for like what's that called? Like a raffle or okay, sorry, like a
Right.
raffle, anything like that.
Okay.
That's fine
And
with us.
what's the name of the event? And yeah, because I'll hit you guys up after this and definitely, get something together to send to you
Yeah.
guys
Oh,
for
thank
some
you.
of the
That's what I
players or
need.
whatever.
Can I see your phone real quick? Is this going to be the name of the event? Okay, so it's just Mission 22 Airsoft Benefit. I'll see if I can.
Okay.
Do you see that
Yep.
information there?
Yep.
Okay.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's like there's a lot of people who are going to be a part of that, and so,
Good.
okay. So
That is
sorry.
that's no, that's really good you guys are doing something like that. It's we've
Yeah, it's
done
definitely one we want to. I believe what Coyote Squad reached out to us to see if we wanted to
okay.
be a part of it. So they were the ones who originally were like, "We're doing this," and we're pretty good friends with them. So we were like, "Yeah, let's do this. Let's pair up, and we can bring
Yeah.
like." They do more like Milsim. We could bring like Milsim and like the speed softers all
Right.
together in one thing and do just do a benefit where it's helping everybody. So
Very cool. Okay. Yeah, I love to hear stuff like that because we started we've done giveaways on our channel for almost every month
hmm
um, for 3 years. I can't remember how many giveaways we've done, but it's been a lot. And the reason we started was because one of our viewers really early on mentioned us to uh, Jonathan over at that runs Airsoftology,
hmm
the YouTube channel, and
yeah,
he gave us a shout out on there. We were a brand new channel, and so as a thank you, that was our very first giveaway. Nobody could enter it. I put together this box for him, and the guy that mentioned us to
hmm
Airsoftology, and I was, as a thank you, I was just like, hey, and then like soon after that, somebody else commented on that saying, hey, you should do another giveaway. I was like, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. And then
yeah.
so we kind of started doing that like monthly and just kind of, whatever. But we've always tried to give back to the community and,
Yeah.
especially because like what I was talking about earlier, the emotional connection
Yeah.
with, for me, for sure.
Yeah. It definitely I get so emotional talking about airsoft. It's ridiculous. Like I had a guy reach out to me from Rhode Island to tell me that like I inspires his daughter and things like that, and he will show her like my airsoft page and stuff. Like I keep saying stuff like that, but anyway,
It's
and it
okay.
literally just made me cry. And then like I had people from like across the world who like women who reach out to me, and I just recently this weekend had someone in like the whole opposite side of the world tell me that if it wasn't for me that she wouldn't like play airsoft anymore because she reached out to me for help. And it's just amazing that you can like influence people that way. Like, like I'm just,
Hmm.
in a house and near Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I don't want to like triangulate myself, but
Right.
yeah, like I'm just here and can influence people so much and affect them. And that's what like other teams and individuals in airsoft need to know, that like they are affecting people, like whether it's good or bad. Like you have to
Right.
to be a good person, like you have to be a positive impact on the community, not a bad impact. Because one little thing, like literally, I barely knew her. Now her and I are best friends, and
Hmm.
I like helped her. Like she probably would not have played anymore. She told me. So it's like if she wouldn't have reached out to me, and no one in her airsoft community in like her little area like would have reached like helped her or anything like that, which we lost a person. And how many times does that happen where we lose people because of someone being a dick at a field? Like
Right.
don't be that way.
Exactly. I was just gonna say that, like, the people that whoever's watching this, if you're ever, or listening to this later on, if you're one of those people that needs to grow up, then hurry up. Okay.
Hmm.
Don't take your shit to the field. Don't be a dick, and get on board with the airsoft community that is, trying to build the sport, not split it
Yeah.
up. And I understand it does, especially, coming from a military background where our sense of humor is, you know, constantly negative. That's how we cope, or that's how we joke around, like,
Yeah.
we're smart asses. We're, like, if something is always just everything's good, then we're all like, fuck it, we're about to throw up. You keep talking like this, like this is
Oh
like,
yeah,
come on, dude,
I am a very like I was terrified I was going to get like points taken from my team at the field this weekend because I like got knocked out and I was like fuck, and like literally like said it so loud and then ran off the field, and I didn't know how many people heard me, and I was like, oh my god, they're going to like take points from my team. I'm like vulgar and terrible, and it's not something you expect from like like I go on the field, people, if they don't know me, they're like, oh, it's like a sweet mom. Like, my son's usually there with me on open play or a tournament. I'm like being a mom. And then I go out in the field and I'm like cussing like a sailor. And it's like they don't expect it. I feel like
like,
that's
look,
that's
man,
probably one of the reasons why my name like kind of got known quicker. I don't know.
right?
Because they're
Yeah,
just like,
you're
what is she
aggressive
doing?
and, competitive. Like, and that's the thing people need to understand. You're allowed to be competitive. Like, when that mask goes on, you change into game mode. You're ready to slay. Like, you're
Yeah.
ready to, kill some shit, and then,
And you
own
can
the
be
field.
competitive and respect the other
Exactly.
players. Like that guy who
Absolutely.
literally got me out and then came up to me and we talked and chatted. Like we're really good friends. We talk
Yep.
like on Instagram and stuff. It's You were allowed to be competitive. You're allowed to get upset too, but you just have
Right.
to respect the other players and
Hmm.
expect them to respect you too. So
Yep. Yeah, I follow somebody I just did a podcast with, maybe a month ago, and he had just posted something on. He plays speed QB tournaments as well, and, pretty, things get heated or whatever, and
hmm.
he's same mindset as you guys, wants to promote the community and the good shit about it. And but, he was pretty honest on his story, where he was like, this thing happened or whatever, and I just told this guy, don't talk to me right, at this moment. It was like right when everything happened, and he's like,
Yeah.
I just rather have that and just walk away than, and we can talk after the tournament, because he was kind of pissed. It was just this whole
Hmm.
thing going on, but he didn't want to just run his mouth.
Yeah.
He wanted to, go shut up and cool off, and then we can talk later. And then he said, "Yeah, man, we embrace later. Like, we're good, all good, no problem." Uh, so that is good sportsmanship. When I was growing up,
Hmm.
when you're learning as a little kid, you learn how to play on, baseball teams or whatever, soccer teams, and you learn that kind of thing. Like, yeah, you can be, you get heated in the moment, because you want to win and you want your team to win, but it's you still got to keep a level head. You start learning that at a young age when you play in these teams, and I think a lot of these younger guys that are getting into airsoft maybe have not played on some of these sports teams or had that experience yet. So they're into airsoft and they get into the competitive mode, and they don't know how to keep their mouth shut until they calm down for like,
Yeah.
2 minutes or something. So, like, bro, just you're in timeout. Okay. No talking for like 2 minutes. Take some deep
And
breaths,
you're
and then you're
allowed
going
to
to
do that. Like you're allowed to tell someone that you need a moment. Like, and we
right.
have another couple on our team that the people that we met who have a kid that's close to our son's age, literally during practices. Like practices aren't even like with Nebula they can be, but practices aren't supposed to be like crazy competitive.
Right.
You're practicing. Well, they And I mean, it's happened to me too. I'm not saying it, to point them out, like, but the girl on our team, Lexi, she literally got like her boyfriend shot her in her neck and it hurt really, really bad. And he was like trying to say sorry to her. And that was like the third bad shot she got that day. And she's like,
Oh
I need a
shit.
moment. And she like, walked away and she's like, don't talk to me for a moment. Like I need
Right.
to get my shit together. And I respect that. And it's happened. Like one time I shot her and she literally, I went to talk to her afterwards because I thought she was like upset or mad at me. It just turned out that she was like hurt from the shot because I shot her in like a bad area.
Yeah.
But anyway, she like walked away from me. I was like, shit, like she's not going to talk to me anymore. And then we were perfectly fine after that. So it's like
Right.
you're allowed to get upset. You're allowed to be, hooked on that adrenaline and get worked up, but you have to respect the other person and you have to vocalize that, like say, I need a moment. So, or walk away, whatever, but don't be
Exactly.
rude.
And if you do, and if somebody listens, that if you lose your temper, uh, which happens too, we're human. Like it's gonna happen in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to say I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm sorry, I blew my top. Okay,
Yeah, you can come back from it. If you make a mistake, you
absolutely,
can fix it. You just
for
say
sure.
sorry and do better next time.
Right? Hell yeah. Well, I will. I'm really looking forward to this charity thing and all the things you guys have going on as a team. I would love to talk to some of your team members in
Yeah,
the future.
absolutely.
Have them on the podcast, either individually or as a group. On this Discord thing, we can have a lot of people, probably way more than would be useful on
Hmm.
a podcast. But we can have a ton of people on here. I've had groups on here, 3, 4, 5 people, and I can have. I would love to talk to some of your team members in the future, on the podcast. It'd be great.
Yeah, I'm absolutely sure Nebula, like any of the Nebula players would be down for that. So
That'd be awesome. Well, thank you so much, Mama Yaga.
you're welcome. Of course. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure. Listen, everybody, whoever's going to hear this later on, go to Mama Yaga on Instagram, and also I am Dylin. And what's his YouTube channel name? Is it I am
It's
Dylin as well?
also, yeah, your YouTube is also I am Dylan, right? Yeah, I am Dylan. You'll
Okay.
get some horribly embarrassing videos of me on there too. So just a little bit of an insight.
All right. Well, that's
Yeah, his
good.
TikTok and his YouTube have embarrassing videos of me because I'm too shy and awkward to put it on my crap. So
Oh, I gotcha. Well, now everyone's going to go on there. What are you talking about?
that's okay as long as I don't have to see the comments.
There you go. Yeah, everyone go follow these guys. Great family, great team. It sounds like really, really good story coming into Airsoft and being part of the community and what you're doing with it too. Getting the word
Yeah,
out there and helping promote it in a good way. So
thank you.
really appreciate you and your family. Really, really thankful that y'all are doing well. Your
Thank you.
husband's
I
so
really
well.
appreciate
Yeah,
that.
yeah, for
Um,
sure.
can I do a quick shout out? Didn't. I totally
Absolutely.
forgot to say
No,
this.
no. These podcasts are for this. That's what I
Okay.
want to do is help promote y'all, all you guys.
Okay. So it's towards like all of the girls in the
Sure.
sport or girls who are coming into the sport or girls who are too afraid if you see this. I went into Airsoft not knowing a thing about it. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to play. I didn't know gun parts. I didn't know any of it. I didn't even shoot a real gun until I was like 20. You don't have to know everything to play. If you want to play, just do it. And if you need help, if you need like a confidence boost or anything like that, reach out to me. You can reach out to any of the other girls that are on my team for the women. Anything, I am Dylan will definitely help you always. He's super supportive. We want to get more women in this sport and in this community. And I mean, it's perfectly fine if you don't want to, if you don't like it, or you're afraid to get hit. That's fine. But don't do it. Don't not do it just because you're afraid of not knowing things. Because I've met with support and help from people every time I go to a field. Like, don't be afraid to say you don't know something because we will help you. And I still don't know everything or even half. So
What a good
thank you.
message. Thank you so much. Yeah, that is it's exactly what we're doing here on this podcast is trying to spread the word, get, to you guys and everyone else out there and
Hmm.
connect people that maybe Like you said, if you're too shy or too afraid, or maybe, I don't know, kind of teetering,
Yeah.
if you see this, what a wonderful message. Thank you so much
Of
for putting
course,
that
thank
out there.
you. Thank you for letting me say it because
Absolutely.
I'm really trying to, help get women to realize that. I mean, guys too, but girls I feel like are a little bit more scared a lot of the times to,
Sure.
if they don't know it, it's such a male-dominated sport. So,
Right.
yeah.
There's not a whole lot of girls there. They don't want to be the only one at the field.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's definitely, get the word out. And,
Yeah.
most guys, you're going to have the immature ones that are
Yeah,
like,
you'll have
oh,
them.
you're a girl that play airsoft. What are you doing? But most guys want more people, guy or girl or whatever,
Yeah.
into the sport. Like, period. That's it.
Hmm.
So, yeah, definitely. Well, thank you
Yeah.
so much. And
Of course.
yeah, well, I look forward to talking with you guys again
Yeah.
and your teammates here soon. That'd be great.
Okay. Thank you. Well, I'll definitely get them
Awesome.
on here. Don't worry. Have a
Okay.
good night.
Well, you have a good night. Bye bye.
Bye.